This lesson made me think of that song. Oh, it's such a beautiful song. And if you ever hear anybody sing it like in harmony, oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. That's the way they sing it at my church on Sunday morning. I am a light. I am light. Sing it with me. I am a light. I am light. Anyhow, today's lesson sort of mirrors that because it is a review of 97 and 98 from A Course in Miracles. This is lesson 114. And my name is Maureen Muldoon. Thank you for joining me for these lessons. These lessons will help to undo all the fears and the resistance that we have around being the light of the world. Yeah, I know. You're like, how the heck am I supposed to be the light of the world? I didn't cast you. God cast us in this role. We don't question the role, just play the part. That's what they would say in Hollywood. I spent a lot of time in Hollywood. You're always trying to play like you always really wanted to play the bad guy in Hollywood because those were the better parts. So, anyhow, here we go. Lesson 197, I am spirit. I am spirit. I am spirit. I am the Son of God. No body can contain my spirit, nor impose on me a limitation God created not. Right? So this is the idea that you are spirit. I am spirit. You ever see on Facebook or YouTube when they show those videos of like people who have like no arms and legs and they're still lifting weights or running races or making art, and you're like, oh my God, they in their body are more limited than me, and they are like doing so much more. That's spirit. That is the spirit within the body that will not be contained. And that spirit lives in everyone and everything. And today the lesson is saying, I am the Son of God. No body can contain my spirit, nor impose on me a limitation God created not. With God, all things are possible. So I no longer have to listen to the mad ramble of the ego that says you can't, you don't, you won't, it's never going to happen, never could happen. So you don't have to listen to any of that. And we can start to move into the agreement that I'm spirit. I'm a spiritual being having a physical experience for a temporary time. And there's no need to try and take on any limitations. There's no need to take on limitations. You can actually allow yourself to feel into the expansive nature of your being by saying, I am spirit. And just play around with it. Try for 1 hour today, if you're really in resistance with this one. Just try for an hour just to have a conversation with someone while thinking to yourself, I'm spirit. I'm not this person. I'm not this identity. I'm not this story. I'm just spirit. Try walking down the street, reminding yourself, I am spirit. Just see what happens, and then report back. And you can leave your comments below. We can do a little social experiment together. The next one is, I will accept my part in God's plan for salvation. I like to sometimes exchange the word salvation for peace. I can accept my role in God's plan for salvation. I can accept my role for God's plan for peace. Actually, it says I can accept my part. So what part is God asking me to play in God's plan for salvation? 98. I will accept my part in God's plan for salvation. It says, what can my function be but to accept the word of God, who has created me for what I am and will forever be? So it's like if you were a knife and you thought to yourself, what am I? And you went to your creator and your creator was like, you're a knife. And you're like, okay, well, what's my function? It's like to cut bread. And you're like, okay. And then you might stumble upon somebody else and you might forget yourself again. You might go to your brother. You might go to another spoon or fork and say, I forgot myself. Could you guys tell me what I am? And the fork will probably say, you're a fork, I think, except you look weird. And the spoon might say, no, you're a spoon, except you're kind of unusual. So we don't want to go to our brothers and sisters to get our definition, is the moral of that story. We want to go to our Creator. And our Creator said, you're a knife, and your function is to cut bread. Except for not. That's not really what we are. Our Creator said, you're a spirit, and your function is to bring peace to the world. You're a light, and your function is to bring peace to the world, to help people lighten up, to reveal truth, to illuminate the illusion. That's what your function is. And we do that by not getting hung up and strung out on these identities that have most of the time been pressed to us by other forks and spoons in the drawer. And we don't want to take anyone else's definition for who we are. No matter if your whole life you've been told you're a person, you're a good person, or you're a bad person, or you're a tall person, or a short person, or you're a smart person, or you're a dumb person, or you're a rich person, you're a poor person, blah. All of it has nothing to do with God's plan for salvation. You're not limited by those definers in the same way that we saw brothers and sisters are not limited by their body. You are a spirit of God, here to extend God's love. That's who you are. That's what your function is. That's who I am. That's what my function is. So we're going to do the first lesson, which is I am spirit, and I will accept my part in God's plan for the peace. I will accept my part in God's plan for salvation. I am spirit on the hour. I will accept my part in God's plan for salvation. I hope this is helpful. I think I've confused myself on this one. Anyway, namaste. I am alive. I am alive. Sing it with me. I